Hi everyone, it's me, Darlene. I am in Jacksonville, Arkansas, and I am sitting outside of the apartment that Blue Eyes lives in. And I am jumping in to explain to you, why I'm here and how it got to this point. I'm a little out of my element, I'm going to admit, so I'm not feeling as cheerful as I have been. And it's a lot for me. For those of you who know me from the past, you know I don't do well with change. And I just, I don't know, it's hard to explain. Let's just start. Obviously, if you're watching this, you've probably been watching for the past couple of weeks, and you hear me talk about a man that I'm calling Blue Eyes. And we met exactly 2 weeks ago just through Facebook, regular Facebook, not a dating site. I had him pop up as one of my suggestions by Facebook of someone I might know. We had mutual friends. I looked and I saw that he was from Memphis, and since I'm getting close to my limit of 5,000 friends on my Facebook profile, I'm trying to pick people, local people, who I could possibly run into outside, at the bars or things, or people who might be interested in watching my videos because I'm talking about bands and clubs, stuff like that. So I saw he was from Memphis, and I also saw he was single, and he had long hair. That's all I needed. And so I friended him, and then he came back asking me how we knew each other. And I explained that we didn't, but that he was suggested as a friend. And it just kind of like spiraled out of control at that point. We started talking, and we quickly decided we would meet, and we have met a few times. I think he's been out to see me, I think 3 different times, and it's just and it was it was great. And then we decided that how did it come about? Okay, so this is Tuesday right now. It's September 12th. On Saturday night, Saturday he had started talking about, coming out to see me again the next weekend, and so I was all good with that. But then Saturday night I was out at the bar at Hadley's, and he texted saying that they were going to a fair. He and his grandchildren and his daughter-in-law were taking the kids to a fair tonight, and he said, I'll pick you up and take you, and all this stuff. I'll bring you back, and you can spend a couple of nights here. And at first I was like, this is short notice. I don't even know if I want to do that. He was saying that he was picking me up on Sunday, the very next day, or at least coming here. But I thought we were leaving Sunday. I thought he was picking me up on Sunday, and then we were leaving Sunday. And I had a benefit that I wanted to go to for a friend who died at Hadley's Sunday night. So I thought about it for a little bit, and I said, no, I really want to go to that. So I told him, I have a benefit, and he's like, we could leave Monday. And I was like, well, what time could you get here on Sunday? And he said I could be there like by 2. So I was like, would you mind going to that benefit with me? I was like, okay, if we can do that. And I even said we could leave after the benefit, thinking that would work. He's like, no, let's just, go back to your place so we can leave the next day. And, that way we won't be so tired. And I was like, okay, let's do this. So he did. He came Sunday, and we had such a nice time during the day, and then we went to the benefit. And he doesn't dance. A lot of you have been asking that. Now, he's a non-dancer, but he likes live music, and we had a really, really good time. I was so happy to have him there, and the music, the band, the tribute was for Burke Jensen, I believe is his last name, Jen Jensen. And he's a guy I got to know through Derek, and, we just would talk every time that I saw him out. I would always go up to him and say hi and bye, and he's just a really nice man, and he just died. I don't know how old he was. I'm thinking maybe in his 50s. Anyway, he died, and so they were doing a tribute for him. The tribute was awesome, and I was just really glad that I got to go to that and to be with the people who loved and, cared about Burke. And so it was a nice tribute, and it was a good evening. And then we went home to my place, and then we got up, and we didn't leave very early. I remember the goal was to leave before noon, we left at 11 o'clock. I remember it was 11 o'clock on the dot when I was in his van, and he was whisking me away to Jacksonville, Arkansas. And the ride itself, I'm so fucking easy to please. The ride itself, he's like, there's not going to be anything for you to see. And I was like, oh, I just love rides. I just like looking around. I'm happy to look at fucking fields of grass. I guess. I felt bad that he was coming all the way, but I was so happy. I said, you know what? I really do appreciate that you're willing to come and get me for the first ride, because I could just go and relax and look around. And, you know, he had Pandora to play good songs. I don't even know how to get that for myself, but he had that. The music was good. We did a lot of talking. I had Rocket on my lap, and I did put that on my Facebook, but I'll show you the picture of that right now. That was my travel companion, Rocket. Absolutely loved that dog. So it was really a nice trip. And, oh, listen to what I got to see that excited me like I was a child on Christmas morning. He even said, he seems to, like, get me. And, you know, he knows that I just like simple things. And he said, we're coming up to a point where I have a choice to go on a new bridge or to take you a back way where there was an old bridge and they built a new bridge for that bridge. But you'll see an old bridge. I'm like, I want to see an old bridge. I didn't care if it made the trip longer. So he took me to this other bridge, and they had built a new one alongside the old one. I just absolutely loved that I got to see that old bridge. I don't know if other people can be that happy about things. Now, a backstory, and a lot of you know this, my father, because my life was, you know, with my mother, it was hard, but on weekends we went out, and that still could be hard, because we never knew how my mother was going to be. But for the most part, the weekend trips with my father, day trips, and my mother, and not my siblings, because they were much older, so it was just always the three of us. And my father loved to go places, and he would like go places just to see an old bridge, like in North Conway, New Hampshire. And, you know, so I did a lot of things like that. And of course, just for the rides, if we went someplace else, like we were going to a museum or to the mountains or to the beach or just to a restaurant in Boston, just to get out for the day and go eat in Boston, you know, stuff like that. He would just take rides. It didn't matter what we did. It was the ride that was the fun part. And I know that's why I like having somebody take me for a ride. And the fact that I got to see an old bridge was just awesome. And then as we're going, I'm just looking at the fields and farmhouses and just loving every minute of it. And then I saw what I thought was going to be a plane crash. I thought I was going to witness a plane crash, a small plane, and I was like petrified. And I'm like, look, it's crashing. He goes, no, that's a crop duster. And I was like, okay. He came very close to the ground, and he's like, yes, they do that. And then I remembered, I used to see crop dusters when I was a kid, the planes flying to, I don't know, I'm assuming they're spraying probably poison on the crops. Probably not anymore. I hope not. And I don't know how come I've stopped seeing that, but I completely forgot that existed. So it was a big field, and, you know, he was just, you know, moving along, and I got to watch that crop duster. So that was exciting to me too. Oh my God, he's here. I had a feeling I wasn't going to be able to talk much. So he's watching me. And okay, I need to take a break. He's like, oh, I want to see you record. I'm like, no, you're not seeing me record. I can't do that. And no, he's not saying hi. Okay, I'll come right back. Okay, here's the deal. I had to move to the other side of the apartment, the back door, because when Blue Eyes got home, a neighbor was coming back from the street. She had just rolled her trash out, and they're talking. And these are things that I'm still not good at. That you know, small talk, just chit-chatting with the neighbor. And I was so uncomfortable, and I thought, how do I get out of this predicament? They've been talking for at least 10 minutes, and it didn't look like it was going to stop anytime soon. So I decided I just needed to move my stuff here, and I don't have a chair to sit on, so I'm sitting on an air conditioning unit, and yeah, so I don't remember what I was saying, but I do think I was leading up to the fact that I had a good time on the ride, and then when we got here, before he even took me to the apartment, he's like, we're going to stop at a store because you need butter.
Right, I'm gonna take her to the store. I'll be right back.
That woman?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, cool. Am I even recording? Yes, I am. I can't see the screen. I saw the little red light. He's taking that neighbor to the store. He doesn't even know her. He just met her. That's how nice he is. She must have said, I need to go to the store. I don't know. I wasn't there to hear. But he just let me know he's taking her to the store. When we got to his town, we stopped at like a yard sale outside, and that was fun. And then he took me to a store because he said, I know you need butter. The store is Edward's Cash Saver. I put a picture on my Facebook, and everybody wanted to know what the name of the store was. And on that store was a sign. That's what I put a picture of on Facebook that said, what the fuck does it say? Meet people. We're meat people, or welcome meat people. I don't even know. You're going to see the sign right now. Okay? And so I thought, okay, they knew I was coming because meat people. I can't believe I don't remember what it says, and I don't want to go look. And, you know, so we went in, and I looked at all the meat like I was in a museum. It was fun, and the prices are incredibly lower here than in Hernando. And then we got to his place, and we didn't do anything else. Oh, yes, I went on a job site with him. He's in roofing, siding, stuff like that. He's a salesperson, and he doesn't do the work, but he does go out to inspect and do things like that. So that is what I did with him. And then I think we just came home after that, and then I kind of like had a meltdown. I don't know. I just kind of just felt like, what the fuck am I doing? And he knows this, so if he watches this, he knows. All of a sudden, I was overwhelmed. One of the things was that the ride was long, and I don't feel like I'm going to want to make that trip. Certainly not often. And if I come out, you know, it's like almost 2.5 hours. But for me, that could be almost 3 because I drive slow, and I miss my exits, and, you know, different things. So that made me sad, and I know I'm not going to want him to be doing that ride all the time. So I'm like, we'll get to the point that we won't even really probably see each other much. See, I think way in advance, and people say, no, just live in the moment. No, I have to think in advance, because if I'm invested in this, I want to see what kind of changes could possibly happen before I'm too into this. And I think the distance is going to be a big issue for me and for him, even though he says it won't be. I have a lot of people in my life who have said things won't be an issue, and then suddenly they're an issue. And so I just like to plan in advance and see. And then also there's just so many things. I don't know. I have never been with a nice man like this. And I'm afraid that I'm now just so focused on that I'm not as focused on other things that I would have liked. He does have some big ones. He doesn't drink because he's clean and sober for 27 years, that I really like. He is so incredibly kind. I really like that, and just, you know, seems to genuinely like me from what he has said already. But I'm afraid that I'm not going to let myself like the good guy. And I've actually been watching some TikToks about that. It's funny how TikToks will pop up and they'll be like directly aimed toward me. And especially people who grew up with trauma and a toxic, you know, upbringing and all that stuff. That's what I'm used to. I'm not used to calm and relaxed. I am used to a toxic relationship, whether it's my mother or even the men that I've chosen, because I seem to pick people who tend to be either toxic or still alcoholics. You know, I've actually been with a couple of alcoholics so far this year because I was like, that's what I'm used to. And I don't know. So I had a mini meltdown, and I'm trying to recover from that and trying to tell myself to just give it more time to see if I can be okay with that and not find it boring. I'm concerned that it's going to be very boring to me. And to some people who do know me, they know that that could be boring for me. And I'm trying so hard to just go with the flow, but we're supposed to be going to a fair tonight. It's the whole reason I'm here. I don't want to go. I just don't want to go. And I feel awful that I don't want to go. And I'm going. Of course I'm going to go. I'm hoping he doesn't watch this because he doesn't know this part yet. I don't think he's really watching my videos. And the other thing is that there are other people going. He's taking his 2 grandchildren, 11 and 12. I kind of wish they were younger because I could relate to that a little better. I could feel like I'm there to help them go on rides and stuff, but they're 11 and 12, a boy and a girl, and I feel like they don't need me to go on rides because they're older, they're old enough. So, and their daughter-in-law, his daughter-in-law, their mother is coming with us, and I have a stress headache just thinking about all this. And then I find out that a co-worker might be coming, and then the daughter-in-law, I guess she might have some friends going, and suddenly I have 0 interest in going to this. And I even considered saying to him, can I please just stay home? I just want to stay here, and I can't do this. But I know he would not go without me. He would probably cancel the whole thing. I'm not letting him cancel a night out with his grandchildren. And so he said if it rains, because it's possible it could, he said then none of them would probably go. And he says, but I would still want us to go because there's a live band, a Leonard Skinner tribute that I think might be the same one that I have seen before. And he said that's undercover, so we could do that. That I would do. I would be with just him, and I would do that. But I have to go. I'm going to get through all of this. And I knew this, coming here, I knew that we were going to the fair with other people. And I know that's what led up to my meltdown last night. Last night I was ready to just not see him again. I just wanted to go home and be done with it because I just can't see how I can't see how anything good can happen to me, right? I've got that going on, so I feel like this is just going to fall apart, and I'll probably be hurt more than I ever have, by any of the other guys, or, I don't know. So, and then the other thing is that the distance is bothering me. I don't know. Maybe I'd like coming out here. I don't know. I just don't know. So that's where I am, you guys. I'm going to the fair. Not even wanting to go. And, if you're going to leave a comment saying, that's okay, when you're there you'll have fun, then you obviously don't know me. Stuff like this can absolutely end this relationship. It can absolutely end it. I know I have an anxious attachment personality. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go look up attachment personalities. There's anxious attached, and there's avoidant attached, and then there's even dismissive, other things. Avoidant, I have experience with that. It sucks if you're with an avoidant. And some can be anxious, but then when they're really feeling like things are going good, they can have the avoidant type where you just want to break away from everything because you don't want to fall for the fact that somebody could actually like you, and you convince yourself that's not possible. And that's where I am right now. We've had a nice 2 weeks together, and I absolutely loved having him at Hadley's with me. That's not something I've had. I had taken Dawn out, and it was just okay at best. I wasn't happy that I was there with him. I could tell he was, and then I had another guy out, and that also didn't go good. But I genuinely had fun. I could tell he was happy for me that I was dancing with my friends, and he met some of them, and it was so nice. It was so nice. But then I was, starting to think this can't work. And then after the ride, I was like, man, this is long distance here. I don't know. And I will tell you that some of the stories, because he was not only an alcoholic but a drug addict, big time. He is very open and free with this. He still goes to AA meetings to talk and about his story, to tell people how you can go from that to where he is today. And it has been 27 years. I have no issues with him relapsing. Everybody can, I can, whatever. I have no issues with that. He has no concerns about me relapsing. We both love the idea that we are both used to this and we understand it. And so we have that as a connection, not as something we're worried about. But as a drug addict, he has stories that I can't even imagine. It's like, how does somebody go from that to what he seemingly is? So I'm always worried a little bit that, has that damaged him in a way that I just haven't recognized yet? We've only known each other 2 weeks. And the other thing is, since we live far apart, when we're together, we're together. He's staying at my place, I'm staying here. And again, I don't mind that, because you get to know somebody really quick. And ideally, is it better to, I guess, get to know someone not when you're, sleeping in the same bed from the first day you meet? Well, no, I didn't stay at his motel room. The 2 nights that he was in a motel room the first time I met him, I did not stay at his motel room, but he has stayed at my place. And so it's, it's just all different circumstances. And I was completely on board and extremely happy until we got back from that ride, and it just all started to fall apart for me last night. So that's where I stand. And right now I'm 100% convinced that I will not be able to feel like I was feeling about him, because to me it's like, in my head, it's almost over. It's like over. And I don't want it to be. I want to give this a chance, because I really know that I felt so incredibly good that somebody was kind to me and nice to me, and not just to me, but to other people. I see that he's a good guy. He's taking a fucking stranger to the store, an old lady to the store right now. He just met her. He's only been in this apartment for like a month, and so he had never met her. I don't know, but I know I have to hang up because we have to get going to the fair. I don't go to. I hope I can report that I enjoyed the fair, but it's possible that, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, and it's possible that it will be painful, and that I'll tell you I cried throughout the whole fair. I don't know, but I'm just going with it. That's all I can do. So anyway, I have to go to the fair, and I don't have much time for all the editing that I have to do, and I don't have headphones. I can't plug my old headphones into my laptop. So how am I gonna, I'm gonna probably have to come and sit outside to edit. He's gonna think that's weird if I come outside to edit. I don't know. Oh my God, you guys, what do I get myself into? Other than that, I think I'm having a funky, cool hair day, the kind of hair I like anyway. He likes my hair. He compliments everything about me. And it's to the point that I'm like, no, people can't actually feel that way about me. So, it's all lies. It's all lies. It's just, I don't know. He buys me things. He bought me a mug for here. He bought that when we were in Hernando. I was going to say Sanford. I feel like I still am in Sanford. I guess that's how far away I feel from from his place to mine. Like, we drove from Maine. He went to Dollar Tree and he bought me a mug because he doesn't have mugs. He wanted me to have my own mug. It's beautiful. It's blue seashells and stuff. I said, oh my God. He goes, yeah. He goes, you grew up at the beach and on a lobster boat, and I thought this looked like the beach. He fucking remembers shit like that. And he bought me, some canned tuna, because he knows that I can eat on the road if I want to eat tuna. He knows what I eat. And he's just, he's the one that knew you're going to need butter. And of course, I can't buy the butter. He's got to pay for the butter. it's just I can't remember what else it was in the bag. He came home with a bag of goodies, and there's just all kinds of things in there, and it was just so sweet. Nothing like candy, nothing like that. It's just all things for carnivore. Some little scrubby pads. I mean, he's just walking around Dollar Tree, just picking stuff up for me. I think it's adorable. But then I'm like, that's just fucking weird. Men don't do that. What's wrong with him? That kind of thing, you know. Oh my God, I gotta hang up. I am so nervous. I'm so sick to my stomach that I have to go to a fair with other people, and if it's miserable for me, I'm gonna have to fake it the whole time. And all right, that's it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I'll be back with more soon. To those of you who think that I've got my head on straight, this is a little bit of a glimpse of that I'm not all there yet. Bye.